What's currently happening with Squadron 42's development? This is the single-player campaign experience for Star Citizen, which is currently receiving the lion's share of development from the CIG studio. Squadron 42 is not currently purchasable on the RSI website. You can't buy it at the moment. Cloud Imperium said it was due to an incoming price change for that product for Squadron 42, but it still hasn't appeared. It's been quite a few weeks now. Some people think it might be in conjunction with an announcement that they might make at CitizenCon 2023 for the game in October, so that could be a multitude of things, potentially sort of like a release date or basically just a big announcement about it, but realistically we don't know. It could be anything. And although we don't have any release dates, hard or otherwise, for the game, we do have a huge amount of development work that's gone on over the last few weeks, and we're going to be looking at that. What have the Cloud Imperium devs been working on? What are they focused on now in July 2023 for Squadron 42 Episode 1? The gameplay features team spent part of the last few weeks adding new mobiGlas applications, including the Galactopedia, which is a reference for people, vehicles, planets, systems, items, and everything else in the universe. As players progress, the Galactopedia will be updated with the information gathered. This is going to be so vital for Star Citizen's persistent universe as well. Super useful app. The personal status app now has a skills page detailing a player's abilities and how they've improved. It includes an attributes page detailing what items have been unlocked and how progress is going on others. Really interested to see how that's actually going to be shown, because we're not supposed to have actual sort of RPG skills or anything like that in Star Citizen. I'm assumingly it's just going to be sort of more details of your hit rates and all that sort of jazz, rather than you're now actually 32% more healthy. They also implemented a way for the designers to create custom damage maps. These can be applied to vehicles or items, giving them more control how damaged they appear over time. They further progressed with the mini-map, adding markers for the player, NPCs, objectives, and more. These can now be clamped to the edge of the map if they are off-screen. Additional work was done on the character customizer too, exposing it to the new hair rendering tech that allows players to change their hair, base color, and highlights. Vehicle features supported various design initiatives across the Squadron 42's chapters, including work on the coil's electromagnetic gas clouds. So the coil is in the Odin system. It's basically the first planet of Odin was exploded, and it's become this sort of like huge maelstrom of nebula and danger. Big lightning, gas cloud, lots of rocks, that sort of stuff. The team worked alongside VFX and designed to implement various special effects to support the player's experience of flying into and around the gas clouds there. The team also supported small changes to other chapters, new features to enable the AI to create special set pieces, and ways for track view to control vehicles better. They also continued to finalize control surfaces and the new aerodynamic flight model, which were integrated into the normal ship throttle and speed control mechanisms. They also integrated other environmental effects relating to master modes, so they now work across the different flight modes. They should hopefully be at a point now where the new flight mode can be enabled game-wide and tested in Squadron 42 gameplay. Vehicle features further developed various UI areas. To help with the flow of levels, they worked with other teams on a markers and objective system that shows players where to go, what destinations exist, and what things are around them. It also includes new markers for quantum destinations, scanning signatures, and more. These markers can contextually be enabled, disabled, depending on progress in the game. The team progressed with the ship loadout terminal. This is a physical terminal in the Idris hangar that allows players to customize their ships before flying out on missions. It's currently being integrated with the various ship items so that they show up alongside the player items. Multifunction displays, MFDs, also progressed. They currently are enabled game-wide and are being tested in various levels. Several issues were fixed, and the team is now focusing on unique MFDs for the scanning system to show contacts and allow the player to look up information about things they've scanned. Focus was also given to the general look and feel of vehicle cockpits. For example, the team added new camera shakes when using the afterburner, stalling when flying with aerodynamics, and other smaller camera movements to improve the overall feel of piloting a ship. They also worked on the boat physics model. The core physics model works well, though improvements and tweaks were made to improve the experience as other features were completed. Gameplay story. They continue to maintain and improve a large number of scenes across the campaign. They provided a ton of optimizations across various scenes in Squadron 42. Level design made another significant push on Chapter 5's Shuban Archon content. This is the team's largest walk and talk level, featuring 2 NPC guides and numerous background scenes and NPCs. They say it's been a huge challenge to implement and another maintaining it, but they're very pleased with where they are now. They also continue to focus on the big capital ship scenes. For example, they made a full pass on an emergency medical triage area in the Bengals hangar. Narrative worked closely with core gameplay design and audio on player wildlines. They'll be used throughout the game, covering everything from generic responses to providing additional assistance during puzzles. They prepared to capture the remaining wildlines in a upcoming shoot, as well as the additional player lines that they require. They've also begun working on various other tasks that require text, so things for like the Galactopedia and the Mobiglass and missions, performance reviews for your missions, all that sort of jazz is being worked on. Animation began a deep dive into every parent asset in the game to cull broken, not needed and poorly performing animations. Very much needed, in my opinion. Getting that sort of stuff there makes things like Star Marine and the sort of Theatres of War stuff that they want to do much more viable and look a lot better. They continued to work on zero-G and takedowns, with recent work on heavy denials and sedative takedowns. They also progressed with animation for personal carriers, animals, the janitor behavior, crowds cheering, and player revival by AI. Support was given to scenes across various chapters, and data from a recent mocap session was processed as well. Work on malfunctions and new Mobiglass animations progressed. The healing and unrestraining flow now works properly too. They've got better idle faces for AI, including various new sort of behaviors for them, being sick, punk, severe pain, tired, scared, and drunk. Why is punk one of them? This will improve the AI considerably, apparently, as they believe the moment you see a person's face, you sort of naturally look at it, instead of when that face is hidden by a helmet, you may end up looking at the full body. So actual motion is really, really important when you can see a face, and obviously it's much more gesture-based when you can't see their face and you can see their full body with the helmet sort of covering it. Moving more into AI-focused updates, the AI vehicle feature team spent the month finalizing the new combat AI, enabling it throughout Squadron 42. This rework has been in development for a while and improves the overall flight combat in-game. The team is now tuning, tweaking, and improving the combat experience. They'll soon be taking a closer look at every single individual combat encounter and fine-tuning them all to feel great. AI features worked on reactions to restrained AI, which enables players to use hand and leg restraints to prevent the character from moving. This builds on the healing and waking of downed and unconscious AI, as restraining can work in tandem with other active statuses. There were a number of cases to deal with, including the AI being awake, unconscious, or bleeding out whilst being restrained. The team then moved on to a gunfight section within the campaign. In this situation, the AI needs to choose cover opposite the player in a circular arena. This required a bespoke TPS query to provide the cover and special functionality to recognize when to move to a new position. They also continued to polish and iterate on a wide range of other functionalities to improve overall quality, including melee attacks, body AI, grenade throwing, grenade reactions, and attack and defend areas. On the animation side of things, the team continued to iterate on full animation sets to implement the different combat styles employed by the game's various factions. The AI content team continued work on various behaviors. These ranged from NPC behaviors during downtime and rest, eating, exercise, sleeping, etc., to more official and job-focused behaviors from members of Stanton and aboard Shuban Station. In case I didn't mention it in this particular report, the Stanton is the name of the Idris frigate that you'll be spending a lot of your time on in Squadron 42. Dynamic conversations were also introduced among the deck crew, where they discuss their work to create a more cohesive atmosphere. NPCs were also implemented in several key areas to help flesh out and fill the environments, while various locomotions were added to these NPCs to make movement and crowds feel more realistic. These ranged from security guards on tram stops, to janitors on tubing, to hawker kiosk-based vendors that can interact with players and NPCs. For the Fight Club, speed animations were added for crowd spectators alongside high-quality fight animations. Boom! That's it for your Squadron 42 Episode 1 updates this time. What do you think is happening with Squadron 42 not being on sale at the moment? They did say it was just for a price sort of update. Why is that taking so long? Is it because they want to have an announcement at CitizenCon? And if so, what do you expect that announcement to be? Do you think we'll have Squadron 42 released by the end of next year? Or do you think it's still a while away out? What do you think about all of those updates there? It does look genuinely like they are closing out a lot of bits of Squadron. So it looks like they're getting their ducks in a row. It does look like they're moving on to a lot of polish for certain bits, but some of that core stuff still isn't done as well, which is weird, or at least problematic. What do you think about that? Are you happy with the progress they're making? Is Squadron 42 something you don't really care about, but you do care about the sort of updates that Star Citizen, the Persistent Universe, is going to be getting from it? Or do you very much care about Squadron 42 and that sort of gameplay and that focused single-player campaign much more than you do actual Star Citizen? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and that goes with questions too. Got questions? You chuck them down there. There are so many space games. Star Citizen is obviously king. Fight me. But how do you keep yourself secure and private while in space, away from the prying eyes of Big Pirate and Big Space? NordVPN.com/BoredGamer. That gives you potentially the best protection in cyberspace. Oh, see what I did there? Stay safer online with a secure private internet connection that also helps you get access to the content you want. Let me give you some testimonials that I'll just make up now. I just turned off NordVPN and got ganked by a load of pirates. I turned off NordVPN and my legs fell off. There you have it. Get NordVPN, because if you're not going to believe those testimonials that I just made up, what are you going to believe? You can grab it from the links below. It's good and it's super cheap and I use it. There you go. Boom. Something else that's good is our ship giveaway. Salvage is the newest big gameplay loop at the moment in game, and we want to help you get involved with that, so we're giving away a Drake Vulture light salvage ship with lifetime insurance. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July. More details in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel with the join button under our videos, or becoming a Patreon, or donating, or even just subscribing and liking and commenting on our videos and sharing them. You'll get an occasional exclusive video. There's polls and posts to get involved with. Please consider joining them, because it really, really helps us out. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any feedback, please chuck it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.